We ended at paragraph 84 on page 27 of your statement. Can we now deal with paragraph 85, where you speak about something that happened earlier on the day of the operation?
Yes. This will be now the part where I said I was not present, but it was reported to the team that it had happened. That is where now we had our members that were monitoring the movements of the person that we're going to be arresting on that day, which is Molefe. And then they reported to us that they had a confrontation with one Johnny Mukhatle from JMPD K9 unit, which is a Johannesburg Metro Police Department K9 unit. And then he approached one of our members who was also stationed near Molefe's house. And then Mukhatle later deposed the affidavit to the team when he was approached to ask as to what his role was there. Why was he there? Was he there on his personal capacity or it was an official capacity? And then because on face value from us it was taken as interference. We were doing a police operation, and then there he was showing up and confronting the members. And then I also did ask the suspect after we have arrested him, days after when we're now taking him to court, to say, why was Johnny Mukhatle there? What was his role there? Then he told me that it was him who called him because he was feeling scared, thinking that he was going to be killed. So he wanted him to come assist him, or maybe by also checking on the vehicles that were surveying his house, because he says at that time he didn't know who those people were. And then I told him that, but did you see that your actions or his actions together with you nearly made the situation to go out of hand? And then he told me that he was actually ready to fight because now he thought that he was under attack, so he needed to protect himself.
Okay.
Yes, Commissioners.
Thank you, Witness A. And then you deal at paragraph 86 with these occurrences which you refer to as unusual. Could you read that into the record for the Commission, please?
Sorry, Commissioners, I didn't get that. There was a little bit of a glitch on our side.
Oh, apologies. Paragraph 86 on page 27. If you could read that into the record.
Oh, yes. Paragraph 86 on page 27 will read as follows. Once again, these occurrences were unusual. It is unheard of the sub-officials from different divisions and units would arrive at a private residence where a takedown of an operation is underway and attempt to interfere in that operation. If there were real concerns that the operation was illegal for whatever reason on their side now, I still would not expect an entire team from DPCI with a helicopter to descend on us and try to stop the operation and resist our attempts to protect the integrity of the operation. This further demonstrated the wide reach influence that Molefe had within the law enforcement. And just maybe to add on that, Commissioners, there was a call that I got from a certain individual shortly after we've arrested Molefe, which then said to us, to me, that were I aware that the person that we've just arrested is the person of the generals. He put it in that way. The person that you've just arrested is the person of the generals. Then I told that person to say, I did not know that. And he said, yeah, that is what happened. Now it means now you are confronting the generals. But that person didn't tell me which general, to be specific.
And did you establish who this person was?
Yes, I did, because he's the person that I knew. He was calling me on the phone. He's registered on my call book, on my phone book.
I did not get that.
I say he's a person that I know. He called me on my phone. He's registered on my phone book, on my phone, the names that I have on the phone. But
He's a contact, one of the contacts saved on your phone.
that is correct. Thank you, Commissioner.
Are you saying on something so significant, because I think this was quite significant, you don't remember who the person was, especially if that person is a contact on your phone?
I do remember. It's just that is the individual that called me. I have his name.
Are you saying you will not say it?
contacting me.
Are you saying you will not say it?
Yes, Commissioner.
I did.
We have an open platform.
I missed that, which is why I asked you the second question. I missed that part.
Yes, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Witness A, what did you understand this person to mean when they say the person you've just arrested is of the generals? What was your understanding of that?
I understood him to say, now you will have a lot of resistance from the generals. But moreover, that it was taking me aback to what was happening with all the generals trying to get hold of us, or trying to establish the connection with the investigating team, to say we were actually encroaching in the people that they're taking care of, not knowing that we will actually arrest the very same person that they had connection with. Because at the time when we were invited to the places that we were invited to, we were only dealing with the three suspects that were arrested in the Mr. Swart murder. I don't think they appreciated that our investigation will lead to Mr. Molefe. Now, when the time came that we were arresting Molefe, now we were explicitly told that now you just have arrested the person of the generals. Are you aware of that?
Are you able to tell us or not whether that person who's a contact on your phone is a member of the SAPS or not?
He's not a member of the SAPS. He's just a general public.
All right. Thank you.
Person.
Thank you.
And why will you not mention the person's name publicly?
I think for their safety, mostly because maybe can be targeted because he is a known person. So if I will mention him here, maybe he can be victimized by the same generals even, or by the public at large.
Thank you.
Witness A.
Thank you, Chair.
Witness A, in light of the standoff that had just taken place before the arrest of Katiso Molefe, were you not curious to ask this individual what he meant by the person you have just arrested is the person of the generals and also who these generals are. Were you not curious at all? Did you not ask him?
I did ask what he meant by that, but he didn't want to give the names of the generals. But he told me that this person is connected to the names that I mentioned yesterday, which is the late Mswazi. He told me that this person is Mswazi's person, and then the generals were connected to him while he was still alive. And then he really did not want to give me which general in particular he was referring to. But he was making it known to me to say, this person is connected to the generals. And I understood it to be like that.
Thank you, Witness A. We're now on page 28 of your statement, paragraph 87, where you speak about events that transpired after you completed your search of Mr. Molefe's premises.
Yes, we then had to take Molefe to where he was going to be detained in a period between his arrest and the first appearance at court. And then the team and I had agreed to take him to Pretoria Central for the reason that usually when we arrest the people in the cases such as this one, you wouldn't like to take them to the local station or any other station for interference, and then for safety of the arrested person. We usually used to take them to the bigger police stations. It will either be, depending where you are at the time, it will either be your Johannesburg Central Police Station, because it has caused the high-profile police cells where you will arrest the people that really need to be looked after in terms of their safety, or to the police stations like your Chimistings. Those are big police stations around the province, and Pretoria Central Police Station. So the decision was made that it is better that we took him to Pretoria Police Station, Pretoria Central Police Station, for his detention. And then we made means to let his family know that this is where he's going to be detained over weekend, because he was arrested on Friday, if I remember correctly. And then I also told sorry, Commissioner.
And what do you mean when you say for his safety? What was it exactly?
For his.
What was
for
it?
His safety.
Yes, go on.
Yes, for his safety, there is something that we thought something could happen to him at the time, but knowing that the case that we're dealing with, it was a sensitive case, we were getting protection ourselves, working on the case. It means now, even with the people that you are arresting, you also need to think to say that these people could be facing, some of them, some kind of danger, even if they do not disclose to you. But with these ones, especially this one in particular, he did tell us that he fears for his life. So you will have to make sure that as much as you are looked after for your protection, he's also kept safe wherever he is. That's what I mean by the safety of the arrested person, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. And so you took him to Pretoria Central Police Station, and then what happened?
Yes, but I was just saying, just before we could take him there, There was a gentleman who was at the gate who always demanded entry, but we did not allow him. Then he reported himself to be his lawyer at the time, and then he gave his name to me as Tamihadeve. And then I told him that day, I will take your client to Pretoria Central. I also gave him my number to say, if you needed anything, maybe from my side, you can contact me. But if you need to consult with your lawyer, you will have to contact the people that will be working at the cell, which we refer to as a cell commander at the time, because they will have their regulations or their rules from station to station to say, you can visit this time, you can bring food, you can bring clothes. Other stations will say, don't bring food, we provide food. Others say, don't bring clothes, something like that. It will not be up to me, but you will have to consult with the station at a particular time, or the relief commander of that station at the time you want to go there. But if it happens that you're experiencing problems, you can contact me on this number. Then I gave him my number and also the family, including the person who was arrested, not arrested, who was found with Molefe, the one that was, that I said his name was Lehasa, because we had to now uncuff him because we didn't want to arrest him. And then I gave him my number to say, if you need something for Molefe over the weekend, this is the number you're going to contact me on. And then we took him to Pretoria Central.
Okay, and what happened when you got there?
When we got to the Pretoria Central, then we detained him. We booked the exhibit in the exhibit office, which is the SA13 warehouse or store. And then I communicated with the cell commander at the time to say this is a high risk case. They need to look after this person. And I also made an OB entry so that when they change shift, they will know that there is this high-profile person that is arrested there. He is a high profile in a sense that the case is sensitive. And then I made it clear as to who needed to visit him without letting me know. But any other person that needed to visit, the team will have to be let know. They needed to be conducted. I think if I remember correctly, I told them that the immediate family can visit, the lawyer can visit, the spouse can visit, and then the priest, if he had a priest, can visit. Other than that, the friends and the colleagues, if he works and all that, they might not visit without letting us know. If they want to visit, they will have to let us know. Then we left him at the police station at that night.
And where did you go to when you left the police station?
It was the early hours of the night. Because when I left him, I remember there was an operation that was going on that went to locate or trace Lucky Molefe somewhere. I couldn't join them because I think it was around 3 in the morning. I went to sleep, but I kept receiving calls from lawyers who said they want to meet with me in those early hours of the morning. Then I said, that is not proper. If it happens that you need to meet, let's try and the following day. But even then, I told them, I don't understand why would you want to meet me, because you've got a liberty to consult with or to visit your client at any time. Why would I be meeting with you? Then they said the things that they needed to discuss with with the team before he goes to court. And I said, but you've got my number. We can talk over the phone. And then if I can see that really we do need to meet, then we can arrange that. Other than that, I don't see as why we should meet. And then we didn't meet with the lawyers.
Okay, then can we move on to the next topic, which is on page 28 at paragraph 89. It starts at 89. You refer to it as possible further interference attempts. And now you refer to the 7th of December 2024. Can you tell us? Oh, sorry, there's a question.
Before you do that, witness A, you say in paragraph 88 that you then joined those that were actively looking for Lucky Molefe. Now, you have earlier on explained that he was a buyer for Transnet and involved, I think, he was a buyer for Transnet, and you said something about the SK group.
Yes.
Yes, you said that. Now, but earlier on in an earlier paragraph of your statement, you mentioned that there was a warrant for his arrest. So when you went to the premises of Mr. Katiso Molefe, you were also looking for him as well. Why were you looking for him? Why did you want to arrest him? You haven't explained that.
There was a warrant for him on this case matter. He was a wanted suspect, as Molefe was a wanted suspect, and he was not found on that day, and he has not been found to this day.
Okay. So a suspect in relation to the Mr. Swart's murder. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct, Commissioners. I think witness B is going to talk more as to why or how it's connected to the murder.
Yes.
Of Mr. Swart.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sibiya.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Witness A, can we then deal with your next topic, which is the possible further interference attempts that starts at paragraph 89. You speak about events that transpired on the 7th of December 2024, the day after Mr. Molefe's arrest.
Yes, on the day that followed there, we were doing the continuation of operation of looking for Lucky, including doing investigation on the case, when now I received a call from Colonel Mkwena from my office, the one Colonel Mkwena that I referred to yesterday. He called me on my phone, then he asked if there was a person that arrested at the area where we arrested him from. He mentioned the area to say, did you arrest a person in that area yesterday? Then I said, yes. But then he said, then where is the person that you arrested now? We are referring to Katiso Molefe. Then I told him that, yeah, we arrested Katiso Molefe. Then he said, where is he? Then I say, we detained him in Pretoria Central Police. Then he told me that, why did you not detain him at a local police station? Before, but you didn't report that success in our group, because we had a group at the office when I was still based at the office, where you will always report the major events, say, I arrested so-and-so on this case, and then these are the
Witness A?
we
lost you.
See that on the group.
Sorry, Witness A, we lost you.
Yet as the success.
Please take witness A back.
Witness A? Can you hear us? It's gone.
Yes, I can hear you, commissioners, now.
Okay, please take us back to, you mentioned that Colonel Mokoena had asked you why you hadn't reported the matter in the group as a success in the group. We lost you after that, so can you just repeat what you said?
Yes, he wanted me to explain to him as to why he didn't see that success on the group as it would normally be. And then I said, I told him that he should be aware that on this case, even with the 3 that we arrested earlier on in the year, in April 17, they were not reported on the group. Now, I didn't understand why this one will then be reported. And then I also told him that he would be aware that Brigadier Khopane had given a directive that we should report either direct to her or to the general, who is now General Mbuso Khumalo, about this case, not to the open platform because of the sensitivity that it came with. And then he said, the problem now is General Sibiya, who is now the Deputy National Commissioner, had just called him, asking about where Molefe was arrested and why, detained rather, and why is he not detained in a local police station. And then I gave him the reason why he was not detained at a local station. Then he went on to say, but now, why did you not tell the family? And then I said, this is the family, and I gave them my number if they needed anything that had to do with the detention or any other challenge that they were faced with. Then he told me that what I did was not nice. General Sibiya is not happy. And then he said I must be careful that I won't face a civil claim about what I did. And I didn't understand what he was saying because we've been doing this for a long time since I've been a police. It is the team or a detective who decide where they arrest a person, where they detain a person rather.
Witness A, the General Sibiya you are referring to in paragraph 91 of your statement. Can you just explain who that is?
General Sibiya will be National Deputy Commissioner, who is also the head of detectives nationally.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Witness A, did he say what General Sibiya would not be or is not happy about? Did he say it, and what did you understand of it?
He said he's not happy about that. We took the person away from the local police station where he would have been arrested. And then I didn't understand what was the concern there. And then he went on to say he's not happy that you didn't tell the family where you're taking their family member, because now they cannot visit him because they don't know where he is. And then I explained to Colonel to say, I did tell the family. And then I also got the instruction there and there to say, make a call to the family and tell them where you have detained the person, now meaning Katiso Molefe. Then I said, but I had done that already before I took him out of his house. I told Lehasa, and I told his sons, and then I was also phoned by the lawyers because I had also given the lawyer that was at the gate, and I was also phoned by the lawyers, who then means that they got my number, I will assume, from the family members. Them again, and I didn't call them.
Did the Colonel Mukwena indicate to you or suggest, in fact, maybe let me use the word, did he in any way suggest or did you understand him to have spoken to General Sibiya and conveying what he was saying to you on the basis of his discussion with General Sibiya?
Commissioner, will the question be, would I have understood him to have gone back to the general to tell him what I said to him?
No, sorry. No, let me apologize for not being clear. What I'm asking is, when he said to you, when Colonel Mukwena said to you, General Sibiya will be unhappy or is unhappy that you have taken Mr. Molefe outside of the closest police station, the local police station, and that you did not tell his family, was it your understanding that that was his discussion, that is what he had discussed with General Sibiya before he called you?
Yes, Commissioner, that was my understanding, but my understanding was further than that. I understood Colonel Mukwena to have been getting pressure from General Sibiya to say, you talk to your members, they must not do this, they should have done this. He didn't express that to me, but that is what I understood him to say because when I explained to him how things went, he then said, I got a call from General Sibiya raising this concern to say now, I think he was also getting pressure from somewhere himself.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Siegel.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. I think you may have answered in your exchange with Commissioner Baloyi, but why do you refer to this as a possible interference?
I refer this to possible interference because here is a person who have just told me soon after we've arrested Molefe to say, you've just arrested the general's person. Now I'm getting this call soon after, because we've just arrested him the previous night. Now I'm getting the call the following day, which will mean then the call from this fellow was going to come on the days that followed. Now I'm connecting the dots now to say what this man is saying and what transpired on this day paints a picture to say really there is pressure from somewhere. It could be true that this person is somehow connected or has influence to the generals.
Thank you, Witness A. Can we then go on to your next topic, which is also on page 29 and starts at paragraph 93, which you call My Call with General Shabiri. Can you just set the scene for us, the date, time, and who you were with?
The date was on the 16th of December 2024. It would have been 10 days after we've arrested Katiso Molefe. And then I was at the office where we're operating from with Witness B. And then we were still working. It was around 8 minutes past 6, somewhere around there. Then the calls comes in. And then the general is, it started as a casual call to say, hey, how are you guys doing? Because he understood our situation as we have had the first meeting with him. How are you keeping? How is work going? And then he's telling me about his health issues here and there. It was just a casual call. Up until now, it turned a little bit to involve work now about the person that we arrested. And then he wanted now to tell me who this person you arrested is, and then how he is connected to the cartel. And then how the hierarchy stands, because he told me the names to say there is this guy who is connected to that person, and then this one is this one. So these people are dangerous. Those are his weight. These people are very dangerous. They don't have a heart. They will go out of their way to have what they want to have.
Okay, witness A, can we take it step by step? Can you start out with paragraph 93? You say that it was a casual discussion. What is it that was, what was he discussing as part of the casual part of the discussion?
He was speaking about his health condition, which I don't think I can disclose here.
Okay.
But he was telling me about his health condition at the time, to say, this is what I'm suffering from, and then this is how I'm taking care of it. And then he was taking me step by step in how he is treating it.
Okay, and then in 93, you speak about him telling you about an invitation that he received. Tell us about that.
Yes, then he soon told me that, hey, I received an invitation to attend to a birthday party of General Sibiya at his farm. And then he told him that I declined on excuse that I'm not well, because he told me that he has just attended a surgery. Then he said, I will tell him that I'm not going to attend because I'm not well. And then he told me that he knew that at the back of his mind, he knew that he wanted to be at the party so that he can give progress feedback on the Ahmad Swart case. Then he said he didn't want to do it because he knew that General Sibiya didn't want it to brief the National Commissioner, but he wanted it to brief the other side. That is how he put it.
And what did you understand? Sorry, what did you understand by him saying to brief the other side? Who's the other side?
I understood it to say the other side is either the suspect or the group that he was telling me to say this suspect belongs to this group. Now he need to give that feedback to say this is the progress on the case, this is what is happening on the case, because he said General Sibiya kept asking him to say, give me the feedback on this case. I need to know what is happening. Then at some point, General Sibiya says he told him to phone General Mbuso Kumalo, who is the head of detectives, for him to give him the briefing, because he would at the better space to know what was going on. Then, in the very same sentence, he tells me that he then could read that General Sibiya was not happy about that response. And then General Sibiya says he regretted having said that, because he was where he is, he owed his rank to him, because he had soon been promoted to his rank. He was new at the rank. Then he says, I've regretted because I could see that what it angered him. I didn't want to make him angry because I owe my promotion to him. That was his exact words.
Okay. Can we just go back, because you've skipped a paragraph. Can we go to paragraph 94?
Yes.
Can you deal with what General Shabiri told you in the conversation that is set out in 94?
Paragraph 94 will have me mentioning names of individuals. Can I do that?
Yes, you may.
In paragraph 94, I think I was just omitting it with the concern of mentioning these people. He was now outlining. Can I just read it to a record, please?
You may read it into the record.
Just hold on.
Yes.
Witness A, just hold on a bit.
We want to discuss this further, so can you please move on so long?
Thank you, Chair. Okay, witness A, if we can then deal with paragraph 95 of your statement.
Will that mean that I'm no longer required to read paragraph 94 into the record, Commissioners?
For now, yes.
Okay, that is correct.
You may
Then now, paragraph 95 deals of what the assessment of the call with General Shibiri was, what I understood it to be saying. And then it says, I think General Shibiri was telling me this to make me aware of the magnitude of the arrest that we had just made and the Swart matter case in its entirety, meaning the whole picture of things now. General Shibiri then went on to tell me about his own experience with cases that he was involved in. I felt that he was perhaps trying to distance himself from this case. In any event, General Shibiri then mentioned that he had received a call from General Sibiya who wanted to be briefed. That is, I think now it will deal with what I've already mentioned that side.
You may
To
proceed.
be briefed. Sorry?
Sorry, you may proceed.
Yes, to be briefed on General Shibiri that if he wanted to report speedily that he should call to General Mbuso Khumalo for such a briefing. General Shibiri said he could tell that General Shibiri was not happy with his response. And he, General Shibiri, now regretted that he responded in that manner because he owed his promotion to General Sibiya. General Shibiri also said that he knew that General Shibiri did not want the information for the National Commissioner, meaning he did not want the information in order for him to brief the National Commissioner, but rather for the other side, to saying now he was going to be briefing the side of the suspect. I understood this to mean that General Sibiya wanted information on sword murder investigation for the accused person, not for the National Commissioner as an official report.
Okay, you may continue with paragraph 96.
He then told us that we needed to be careful because the people that we are dealing with are heartless. They will never allow us to relax. He mentioned that there was a senior officer that he refers to as a homeboy that is not even based at the provincial level, but he is at the district level, but he wanted to know what was happening about this case and particularly the bail of Molefe. And then he said that things is making him angry. And then by the province, he was not mentioning Gauteng province, but he was mentioning the structure of the police, that you will have levels. You will have the station level, the district level, the provincial level, and then you will have the national level. Now, he says, as far as he understood, this case was investigated at the provincial level, but here he's having a person, this senior police officer who is based at the district level, but wanted to be briefed on this matter, which he understood which he understood it not to be of his concern. Then he said he was not happy about that.
And who is the person that you think he was referring to?
I think he was referring to Brigadier Nkwashu, because it was him who was at the district level, and it was him who had shown interest in this case. And it was him that we were later to learn that he was directly connected to Kadiso Molefe. And it was him that we will later learn that he made to sneak into the prison to visit Kadiso Molefe and with his vehicle not fixed with registration number. And it was him that was part of the party that I didn't attend. And it was him that I was informed by an informer that he was fighting with General Shibiri and the provisional commissioner to say they are no longer friends, because he wanted to go out of his way to mangle in the investigation without considering the safety of the investigators. That is now the information that I was getting from the informer, to say these three senior officers, they are fighting. They are no longer in talking terms, because Brigadier Nkwashu is going out of his way to work with the suspect, even where he sees that the safety of the investigating officer will be compromised. He does not consider that. Then these two senior officers, it seems like at some point they tried to call him on that, but he just could not back down, and then they fought. This is what I understood General Shibiri to be saying to me on this call.
Thank you, Witness A. Could I ask you then to read paragraph 98?
Paragraph 98 reads as follows. Although I had my reservation about General Shibiri and his motives, and I still do, he consistently expressed a concern for our safety. I think he did this because he knew, and he said, he knew the people we were going after heartless and were very well connected. That is now the suspect. I still do not know to this day whether General Shibiri is compromised in the sense that he is working for the syndicate or whether he felt so indebted to General Sibiya for his promotion that he was acting on the instructions of General Sibiya to see whether I and witness B could be corrupted as a sign of gratitude to General Sibiya for his role he played in his promotion. Now, this is the thoughts that were racing in my head to say, he felt concerned to say, guys, you actually need to look after yourself. You're doing a good job here, but there are people that are going out of their way to assist the criminals. And then I'm saying that witness B can attest to this call because he was there when I was on the call with the general.
Thank you, witness A. Then there's another topic which is at page 31, it starts at paragraph 99, which deals with an inmate, which you don't want to mention the name for safety reasons, but can you tell us what transpired? Okay,
Yes,
sorry, witness A.
Witness A, yesterday you testify when you were testifying about your request for protection when the investigating team got concerned about your safety, and there was a discussion about why you did not ask General Shibiri to provide you with support, and I think this is after you couldn't find your immediate superior, Hopane. You remember that discussion, that conversation of your evidence?
Yes, I remember it correctly, Commissioner.
All right. Now, what you've just testified to, this telephone call from General Shibiri, in fact, rather, let me step back first and say, your explanation why you didn't call General Shibiri to get protection, you said, well, because he's in national and you are in province, so you had to go to your immediate superior and ended up seeking assistance elsewhere. You remember, is that a correct reflection of your testimony, summary rather, of your evidence yesterday? Yes. Now, in this telephone call with this telephone call from General Shibiri and the kind of discussion that happens there, is it regular that a general at national would call you to discuss in this way, that there was a discussion where he speaks about another general, in this case General Sibiya, and the kind of discussion, the case discussion, and to tell you about people being connected to other people, as you say. Is this regular, considering that this is a general at national, is not your direct superior?
It is really not regular. But now the call came in two forms. It started as a casual call. We'll say, now I'm coming out to you in this fashion, I'm telling you the problems that I'm facing in my health, sympathize with me, and then this will be just a normal call to say, this is how I'm feeling. And then he is now a person who understands the situation that I'm facing. Then he's also asking, how are you guys doing that side? And then the calls now turns. It involves the case now to say, we're talking about the case now, but when it started as just a friendly, casual call to say, how are you doing today? This is how I am doing today. Let's talk about that. And then it changes. So I would say I didn't see it wrong when he was telling me that he is sickly, he's not feeling well. There was nothing wrong about that. And then he's asking me how I'm feeling because he knew the situation that we are in, that we've reported to him when we started with the project. I also didn't feel anything odd about that. But now when he came to say, this is what is happening now, I'm getting this call, it was, to me, it sounded as a cry for help, to say, I'm tangled into this thing now, and then I am forced to do these things, and I don't want to do it because I know it is wrong. There's also this person that I refer to as a homeboy, and then here is he's now doing this, because he went on to say, other people, you cannot even trust them. They are your homeboys, but yet they do this to you. So to me, it felt to say, this is where I am now. How do I go about this? But at the same time, I was not at a position to be able to assist. It was just for me to hear him out, understand the situation he was in at that time, if really was that situation, and then analyze the situation that he's giving me, because now he's painting the whole picture to say, these people are connected to those people, and he was mentioning real big names as per paragraph 94.
Did you understand him? Did you or did you not understand him as requiring you to assist him by providing him with the information that is being sought from him? Did you understand
Yes,
that to be the purpose of his call to you?
I thought I understood the purpose of his call to me to be saying, I am in this situation, I do not want to be in this situation anymore, because now I'm required to be constantly giving this information, and I know this information that I'm going to be giving is not for a good cause. That is one hand of the way I understood him. At the same time, I couldn't understand if maybe he wanted me to provide him with information still. I was just caught in between.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Witness A. We were going to start with the topic of Lucky. Let me just see. No, sorry. We were on page 31, and you were going to speak about an inmate.
That's part of the Commissioner's.
Or before that, you are referring to the inmate Lucky Buthelezi. I'm sorry.
We're referring to an inmate, yes, to an inmate.
Before you get to that, let me take you back to paragraph 94 That's the one where you asked whether you should mention the names. Just read the paragraph into the record, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now, this paragraph emanated from the call with the General. In this paragraph 94, it will go like this. During the call with General Shibiri, he told me that Molefe was part of a group of 5 individuals with interest in mining in the Northwest province, and that one of those guys belongs to a group of Abom Swazi, Nabom Tagati. That is him saying the names now. He also said another guy is a Zulu guy, is a tall guy, now describing him to me. He's known as Z, who stays in Santin, who I understood to him to be Z Numano. He said Z is a close friend of Julius Malema, who is a politician, who then tends to be close to General Sibiya. So he was connecting the person that we arrested to Z, and then Z to Julius Malema, and then Julius Malema, who is friend to General Sibiya, the Deputy National Commissioner. Now he's painting a picture to me that I do not know, to now be aware that this is how the chain goes.
Thank you, Witness A. Can we go to page 32?
Perhaps before you do that, the Witness A, in that you referred, in quotes, you have Abom Swazi, from what you've read, Nabom Takat. The Abom Swazi, is it the same that the Mswazi that was mentioned, you mentioned yesterday in your evidence?
Yes, there will be now the cartel.
And then Bom Tagati?
It's also the member of the cartel.
Is it the same cartel or different? They're all in the same cartel?
The same cartel, yes.
Okay. And then this Ngumalo, is there any significance to him that that General Shibiri would have mentioned him to you? Who is he? Is he in any way significant?
I don't really know a lot about him, but as we investigate, we find him, his name pops up here and there, but there is nothing that really I have about him as such. Other than that, General Shibiri was telling me now to say how the chain is connected, to say this puzzle also has him in.
Thank you. I won't ask you who is Julius Malema, I think. Thank you, Witness A.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you,
Advocate
Commissioner.
Siegels, I think you were on paragraph 99 at page 31. If you can pick it up from
Yes.
there
Can
with
you,
the caution that you
Yes.
mentioned earlier.
can you just deal with paragraph 99?
Paragraph 99 will be the paragraph when we were doing our investigation, having arrested Katiso Molefe. Now we're getting calls from all different directions. And the one significant call that we received, it came to Witness B. I think she will expand more on it, to say there is an inmate where Tau had been incarcerated before he was moved to a different prison, and where Molefe was incarcerated as well, that said he needed to desperately meet with the investigating team. He had information to give to the team.
Can you I know you say that witness B is going to deal with that, but can you say briefly what it is that he discussed during the consultations?
Yes, when we visited him for the first time, he told us that he had access to Michael Puleta when he was in prison. And then as soon as Katiso Molefe was arrested, he also had access to him. Actually, he said, on the day when we arrested him, on that, because he was detained early hours of the Saturday, the following day from the day when we were doing operation, he said he got a call from Pule, Michael Pule, who called from a different prison, calling him to say, Katiso is arrested, possibly will be brought there. And then he said, when Katiso came to this prison now, he welcomed him in. And then that is when now he got information. But he said he actually wanted to meet us even before Katiso was admitted in that prison, because he had information that was very sensitive that was given to him, or that was made available to him by Katiso Molefe, to say that there was a plan to kill the investigating team, which will be witness B and myself. Then he gave the fine details as to how that operation was going to be conducted and who was going to fund it. It was actually Molefe, Katiso Molefe, who was going to fund it, and he also gave the figures as how much was going to be paid for who. And then I think that will be dealt in detail by witness B.
Thank you, witness A. I want to rather deal with it chronologically because your statement is not chronological. You end in December when you met with the inmate, and then you go on to another topic. But there was another operation ongoing, and maybe we can deal with that first, which is on page 39, which relates to Vusimusi Cat Matlala. Can you just tell us what your involvement, who's Vusimusi Cat Matlala, and what was your involvement in his arrest on the 14th of May, 2025?
Vusimusi Matlala was an individual that was now arrested on a different case. It will be noted that on all this evidence that I had given, we were dealing mainly with the case or cases that had to do with the murder of Mr. Armand Swart in Vereeniging. But now Vusimusi Cat Matlala was on a different case which will be sent in case 436 of 10, 2023. The case is an attempted murder case, and then it involves two of the people of the suspect that were arrested previously in Vereeniging matter.
Who are they?
It will be Musa Kekane and Floyd Diego Deni Mabusela. That is actually how we had to be able to arrest Cat, as he is called, Vusi Matlala. This docket was investigated at the station by the station, but now for the fact that it was including our suspect, which is these two that I've just mentioned, Musa Kekane and Floyd Deni Mabusela, we thought that we need to take the docket and look into it. And actually, when we took it, it was struck off roll, it was withdrawn. They were no longer going to court with it. Then we needed to take the docket, look at it, and see if we can be able to bring it back to life by way of taking it back to court. And then that is what we did. We discussed with the prosecutor, having read the docket and asked, what was the problem here? Why was the docket struck out of the court roll? And then we were told to say, oh, this is what happened. And then we communicated with the investigating officer, who I would say was very cooperative in his investigation, to say, okay, this is how I went with the docket, this is where I struggled. And then we took the docket, we started investigating, and then we brought these two people back into the courtroom by means of summons, or J175 as we will call them. And then when we read through the docket, we will see that now there is a person, or maybe I will just mention that the charge on this docket is an attempted murder of the people that were driving in a BMW that were attacked at night when they came from a certain place, a restaurant. So the charge will be attempted murder. But now we could see when we read through the docket and did our further investigation to say the hit organizer or the hit orderer was this Vush Matlala, that now we needed to see if we can be able to link him properly to the case. And then this takedown of the 14 May came about what I've just mentioned. We applied for his arrest, for his arrest, warrant of arrest in the form of a J50, and it was authorized. And then on the 14th of May, we arrested him.
And were you part of the team?
Sorry, Commissioner?
Were you part of the team that arrested him?
I was part of the team that arrested him, correct, Commissioner.
What was your role?
My role there was an arresting officer. Yes, and then I did that in assistance with the colleagues that I was working with him in terms of interviewing him and charging him later on.
And was anything seized from him?
Yes, when we arrested him, we found him with his personal firearm, the licensed firearm, and 2 cell phones that were seized from him. And then they were confiscated and put into the SCP-13 as well as exhibits.
Okay. Continue.
At the scene of where he was arrested, we also requested him to consent to the seizure of the phones first, and to us to be able to access the phones. And then he did verbally consent, and then he also signed the consent form to that regard.
And then, Witness A, you earlier in your testimony said that you would also deal with links related to the murders of Opa John Sefoka and Walter Mokwena and Sandile Mjeza, insofar as it relates to Mr. Molefe. You don't deal with it in your statement. Are you able to deal with it at this stage?
I think maybe most part of that will be dealt with mostly by witness B. But what I can say about that is that we also effected an arrest in terms of the case whereby Molefe, Michael Puletau, Museke Kane,